New Year's plans? Don't really have any. Not surprised, I guess, but I don't have New Year's plans, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Might do a stream on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. Not both, though. I think I'll do New Year's Day streaming. But yeah, this is just my video. My latest vlog, December 28th, 2025 vlog. Today was rather uneventful. I slept a little too late. Not like 3 p.m. or anything, but I was in bed until noon or so. Despite going to bed around 1 a.m. Just a little too much sleep, I would say. And I haven't heard back from the jobs I applied for the last few days or so, but you know, it's the holidays. You're not expecting much in terms of responses from anyone, at least anyone like a job response during this week or so. Maybe not till next week, like the 5th or so, like January 5th. It's the Monday, next Monday, when the New Year, like the New Year's holidays sort of over. I mean, like, you know, New Year's is coming up pretty soon on Thursday the 1st, and Friday and Saturday, Sunday, and Monday the 5th is when I actually expect to see things happening again in terms of employment or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a vlog, just me talking about my life. Today's been okay. I got some walking in. I got my burger, you know, my bacon quarter pounder. I actually, ironically, like quarter pounders. I'm not a huge fan of Big Macs or the kid hamburgers, but quarter pounders, since 2018, they've been made fresh. They're actually fresh on a grill. Mix them, take a little longer than they did before. They're not like frozen patties that they heat up, but they're actually fresh burgers like they make at Wendy's. Of course, Wendy's has been doing it for a lot longer than McDonald's. Wendy's has been using fresh burgers like ever, you know, since like the beginning of their existence in the 50s or 60s, or at least late 60s. I think Wendy's is a little behind in terms of when they started compared to McDonald's and Burger King, but since their start, Wendy's has been using fresh burgers. McDonald's was a little late to the game on that part with about 7.5 years, almost 8 years of fresh burgers. But I like McDonald's more than Wendy's based on the price. Wendy's are going to spend, even with their discounts, you spend like $15 per person. McDonald's, you easily get a full meal for less than 10, at least if you're good at navigating apps and stuff. So yeah, just a vlog. Today has been relatively uneventful. Nothing exciting. I talked to my family, but I didn't see anyone today. I saw a lot of family over the weekend. Not the weekend, now it's the weekend, but over the holidays I saw a lot of family members. Like my brother, mom, stepdad, stepmom, and dad. Not all at once though, because my parents don't want to see each other unless they have to for some big event or something. They tend to not see each other. That's by choice. They don't really interact much at all unless, you know, I'm having troubles or whatever, which hasn't happened lately. But if I have troubles, sometimes my parents need to work together to help me out. That used to happen in my late teens. You know, when I was 19, I had that prednisone reaction where I had to miss a semester of school due to the sleep problems induced by prednisone psychosis, and that sort of set me off my bipolar track. I always had some sort of anxiety problem or something going on when I was a teenager and even a child, but I think it got worse from having prednisone at 19 to fix my ulcerative colitis. Of course, speaking of ulcerative colitis, I haven't had any problems with that since 2006. I think the last time I had any bout that can be considered colitis was January 2006, or maybe the summer of 2007. That might have been food poisoning, actually from Carl's Jr. perhaps. Thinking of fast food, I think I might have gotten food poisoning from Carl's Jr. That's what Mom thought, that we had undercooked burgers that looked cooked because they were charred, but they actually weren't cooked properly or they weren't clean or whatever. The restaurant was dirty, but my grandpa and I both got sick after we had a Carl's Jr. at her house. We like brought it home and stuff, and made us sick. So yeah, that was not a good experience. In August 2007, I had a issue with Carl's Jr. Or at least that's what Mom thinks. I don't know what else it could be, because she's very strict with food cleanliness and cooking, so she wouldn't have made me sick. But yeah, I don't really get sick much anymore in general. But that's something that happens, you know. Getting sick happens once in a while, but not for me, not recently. My knee hurts a little bit. Maybe it's like I'm getting older, and I walked a lot yesterday. Last couple days, my knee hurts a little bit on the right side of my left knee. It aches a little bit. That's a sign of aging, I guess. I mean, my hair is thinning. My facial hair goes gray whenever I grow any. But I don't have the career trajectory or romance life that you'd expect with those features of a person, which kind of sucks. So yeah, this is just another vlog of mine. I don't know what else I should talk about, but I want to talk, you know. I want to offer people something, some interesting concept or idea. I don't want to end a video really quickly and have nothing to talk about. That might be the case, though. That's just how things are. I don't really have much else to say, but I really want to say it. I want to have a job again soon. I go through these periods where I get manic and I quit jobs. That's not a good thing to do, you know. I quit a job after 4 months, 5 months, sometimes even less. Sometimes and sometimes even it takes a little longer. I mean, I've had jobs that last a couple of years, but I still quit those. That's not good. That's not a good thing to quit a job, especially without another job lined up. If you're like improving your career and you find another position in a better industry with better pay, better hours, take that. That's a good thing. But if you just randomly leave a job with little notice or no notice even, and you don't have something else lined up, you're gonna have a bad time. That's something I've experienced quite a bit. My worst experience with that situation was quitting a good job that actually paid well enough to live off, even like living off pretty and saving money and everything. I quit that job right when COVID became serious, and it was a terrible idea. I had a few interviews over the next year or so. I even had a job that was supposed to start, but then something happened with that job and didn't start. But I was unemployed effectively for about 18 months. That was probably one of my darker days during Mania. I think due to the unemployment that I received and some stock sales with AMC, I was able to do better than I would have otherwise, and that was frustrating. It was a frustrating time in my life. Anyway, now I'm actually going to end the video. About 6 minutes of a vlog. Sorry, it's not longer.